All right, Miss Betty has now picked which option works best for her. I've explained the phone interview. We're now actually about to call the interview in. But there's one last thing you do. The last thing you do before you call the interview in is now you're going to go over Miss Betty's medications with her. So that way, when you're doing the phone health interview, if some medications pop up, she's going to understand how to answer those questions, right? So the very last thing you do, you say, okay, Miss Betty, we're about to call it in and get you qualified. But before that, we're going to go over your medications. Either grab your medication list if you have one printed out. If not, just grab all your meds, okay? She's going to go get her bucket full of meds, or she's going to go, if you're lucky, she'll have her list printed out from the doctor, okay? At that point, what you're going to do is you're either going to grab your notebook or you're going to use the back of the application. You're going to flip it over where it's blank, and you're going to go through those medications, and you're going to write down lisinopril, for instance, very common, and then you're going to write down high blood pressure, because that's what her lisinopril is used for, and so forth and so on. So you're going to write on the back here, big enough for her to read, legible enough for her to read, what the medication is, what it is used for, okay? And you're going to write those down, and while writing those down, you're going to explain to her, listen, Miss Betty, at the end of the call, they may ask you about some specific meds that you take. No big deal. If they do, this sheet will be right here for you, and you can remember, oh yeah, my lisinopril, that's used for high blood pressure, okay? So you write all of those down, and then somewhere on the page you want to write down today's date, because the interviewer is going to ask Miss Betty today's date, and believe it or not, 9 out of 10 people stumble on that question. So you'll have all the meds wrote down. If they ask about them, she'll have this right here so she can reference what her medications are used for, and that will allow that interview process to go seamless.